And we're back. Joe, this was brought to my attention the other day. Thought it was really
And
funny.
and we're back.
Um,
That was the funny line, right?
yeah, no. This is brought to my attention the other day. I thought I'd share it with you. Our first place team is Milk with Ice Jackson.
Boo.
Our last place team is Papa Kamish, Andy Andy Collins.
His name's
Yes,
Andy Collins. Yes,
I,
yes.
I thought you were gonna boo him too, but he's
Oh,
a good one.
boo,
Okay,
Kamish. I
all right.
forgot.
Um, Points against. Have you seen this?
I do
Their
not.
Jackson's points against 1485.
All right, all right.
Andy's 1487.
Oh my, that's
Now
actually very shocking.
points for
Ugh,
Jackson
I'm looking at it now.
1853 and Andy 1432.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. That 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 makes sense, you know.
Now,
My
one could imagine what my record could be if I had Andy's points against.
Look at Jake Will's points against. Dude's been getting shafted, I guess. Not even noticeable, but I guess everybody's just having solid weeks against him.
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
Wills, shout out to you for having 1746 points against. I'm sure you've already known that, but you have a solid 1613 points for, and you're sitting at 500 at the moment. So I'm sure you're loving that.
1755 is against me. Thanks.
Yeah, that is nuts too. Oh
No
my God.
fun. No fun at all. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
Let's get into the Sunday preview.
let's.
Joe, I'll do it for you. We'll go Commanders Giants first.
Cool. Shout out Lur's lines, by the way, because usually I would try to remember what I told Lur, but now I have nothing to remember.
Been
So,
dead.
because we don't do those anymore, apparently.
Yeah, and he doesn't even do Lur's picks.
Nope.
He's a quitter. Always known
Tragic.
for it.
Hate to see it.
Um, wow, I actually didn't mean for that how it came out, but
Yeah, that sounded very mean.
I did. All right, well, the Giants are
That's
seven
my
and four.
roomie, by the way. I have to stand up for him
That
real
was my
quick.
roomie.
That was my roomie, dude.
He never actually lived with me, but he technically was. And in return, I got an even better roommate. Nobody. And I got a nice big king size bed. So stick it in your face, Joe. The Giants are 7 and 4, playing the 7 and 5 Commanders. Ooh, this is
8-5 sounds good, doesn't it?
Commanders are
Give it,
favored by
give
two
it to me.
points, 40.5 over under. Yeah, this is an interesting one, huh?
It is.
I wouldn't say this is a fantasy riddled matchup, but definitely interesting for playoff positioning. You're obviously playing Barkley
Mm-hmm.
and Daniel Bellinger's back, but I'm not playing him.
Yeah, I'm not playing
Um,
anybody else on the Giants if you're talking just on that side. On the flip side, I was going to say you're playing Terry McLaurin. Um, Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson
Robinson,
can both get
maybe.
started, but you're not necessarily wanting
I don't think
to,
you
I
have
would
any. I
say.
don't think you can. I don't know if you can like predict anything with those
I
two.
mean, Taylor Heineke will continue to be started in our league for all the obvious reasons.
I mean, he wins games, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's
No,
winning
he's not
anybody
a
fantasy.
fantasy football quarterback, to be honest.
Would you start anyone else besides McLaurin in the receiving game?
No, I would not. Curtis Samuel has not been getting looks. Jahan Dotson has not been getting looks since coming back from the injury. Um, Logan Thomas, it'll be interesting to see if he gets more involved again. He did pick up little rib stuff because he had a good week about 2 weeks ago, but then was dealing with rib injuries again that had kept him out for a while, I believe. And it'll be interesting to see if he's kind of involved back in the offense. But besides that, I'm not looking for anybody else in this game. I am going to take my guys here. We're playing Giants, then we have the bye, then we're playing the Giants again. I'm going to go ahead and say that we're probably going to take this one and we're probably going to lose the second one because in this division, I feel like splits between the lower end teams are kind of inevitable. So I'm going to say that we're going to take the first one though.
I don't really know who to take in this one.
I mean,
Um,
it's a close one. I'm actually very surprised that Washington is favored considering we are the away team.
huh. I guess I'll go Giants. Um,
I say those things, and
just because the home
come week
team.
15, I'm gonna take Washington again.
Yeah, just because the home team, I'm gonna take the Giants, I guess.
Yeah,
Baltimore and Denver. I'm gonna talk about another fantasy mess. 7 and
no
4
kidding.
Baltimore hosts 3 and 8 Denver. Russell Wilson just had his 34th birthday, and he had a party, and not all of his teammates showed up.
Retire, buddy.
Mm. Wilson, obviously you're not starting him.
Hell no. I
Do you know what the
drafted him
line is
though.
for this, by the way?
I do because I'm looking at it.
Okay, well that was a worthless question I asked. So it's 9.5. Ravens are favored. Um, so the crazy thing is they're 9.5 point favorites, and the over under is 39.5. Which, if you do some quick math, which I can't do right now, does not leave them with a lot of points.
Hum, 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 hum.
20. It's around 24 to like 16ish range, maybe
16 to
40. So around
24-ish range.
it's around 15-ish points they're leaving the Broncos with, around
I think
14.
they're leaving the Broncos with about 14 or 15-ish points.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. That is I
Yep,
don't
that's
get you
it.
the exact math.
That's it.
Um yeah,
Cortland
this
Sutton
team
with the illness too. Not loving
stinks.
that.
I don't
He's
know if
I don't
Jerry
th-
Judy's gonna be back.
I'm not thinking so, but I don't have confidence in starting Cortland Sutton this week, who I was
I'm gonna
going to
ask
start in
you,
my flex.
who are you starting in this game? Any position? Any the Baltimore
I mean,
defense?
I'm currently starting Gus Edwards in the league because James Conner's on bye.
Mm.
Um,
Would you
and I
really want to
think
even
that
start
he's the
Lamar?
only person. Yeah, I mean, you're starting Lamar Jackson. Odds are you don't have a better quarterback option there. And then on the flip side, I mean, I'm starting the whole house. I'm starting Russell Wilson. I'm starting KJ Hamler if he's playing. I'm
I'm starting the
starting
car to get away from this game.
I'm starting fucking Latavius Murray is the only actual answer I'm gonna say is that I would start Latavius
I
Murray.
have to start him.
Yeah, odds are if you have him, he's probably your running back two, and he's probably gonna get the start. So Latavius Murray's the only guy on that side that I'm in for. I don't even want to play Cortland Sutton with the illness. Hasn't been practicing. Passing game already hasn't been great. So that means he'll probably have 25 if he plays.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
I
crazy
mean,
line, and
I
I'm
want to take the
actually
Ravens, but I think I would take the Ravens in that spread, to be honest.
I don't
Like,
want to. I don't like the 9.5. Um, golly,
unless
that's
the offense
gross.
wakes up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, I would take the points just because it's such a big line, and I would say the Broncos don't lose by double digits, but it's so possible. But that's what I'm going to say, at least Broncos.
Yeah. Atlanta hosting Pittsburgh. Atlanta's 5-7. Pittsburgh's 4-7. Coming off Monday Night Football win,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
they
Yep.
gave me a win. Um,
I think
yeah,
we're
this
going back
is
to
a pick
back.
'em.
Just
This
to
is spread.
just to spirit it out now. Spirit, that's the word I think. So Steelers, give them to me.
The spread is even.
Give them to me,
Give me the
Testoni.
Falcons.
Give me the Steelers. Give me George Pickens. Get in the end zone. All right.
Give me the
I don't know what
Falcons
the
in
running
a
game is going to look like, but I think the Steelers may be finding some. TJ Watt's probably going to have 4.5 sacks against Marcus Mariota.
is
I
there
don't want to
somebody?
play Cordero against Pittsburgh. I don't want to play. We found it. I'm not playing a single Atlanta Falcon.
That was my question.
Yep.
I
Not
don't
playing a
know.
single one of them.
I don't know.
Drake London was dropped, rightfully so, in one of my other leagues.
I just like him too much. I can't let go of another league. It's a
Yeah.
really deep roster too. Um, yeah, I mean, on Pittsburgh's side, I wouldn't start that bomb Deontay Johnson. I'd
I'd
probably start
start Pat
Fryermuth.
Fryermuth and I'd start George Pickens. And the running game is
Najee.
it's scary to be honest. I don't
Um,
know if I could help it, I wouldn't start Najee Harris. I'll say
yeah,
that.
you probably don't, but yeah. Now I have a question for you. What happens if Najee Harris out of nowhere pops up as inactive? You starting Jalen Warren? I don't know why that
Ugh,
seems so much better. To
it
me, it does.
does, and it's bad because I mean Sam Smith is getting in our heads. But at the same time, no, I can't sit here
In
and say that
your
I would feel
head,
I can't say I'd be confident
in
because he
your
was just out. Like
head,
he didn't play last week for injury.
zombie. I'm just singing underneath you. Yeah,
No, I hear you. I got
yeah.
you. I'm all for it, but I don't know how I could be confident playing him considering he wasn't even active last week.
Well, he was hurt, but Sam
Yeah,
Smith. Well, that's
that's
it.
why.
Man, this is riddled with Sam Smith. I'm gonna take Atlanta. I don't. This game
Shout out
is.
Sam Smith. I hope you lose this week, buddy, but respectfully.
It's okay. I'm getting rid of the bad games first. Bears 3-9 playing the 4-8 Packers. Packers were 1-5 on the road this year, and they're going to be
I mean,
in Soldier Field, Chicago. 3-point favorite are the Packers. 44 and a half point over under. It looks like Rodgers is good to go. I'm
Yep.
firing up Christian Watson, and you
Yep.
can't stop me. Um,
Alan
yeah,
Lazard hasn't given you a reason to play him recently, but I think that you still do. That's my opinion. I think he's a flex worthy option here in this game. Uh,
Aaron Jones, you play.
Aaron Jones, you're playing. That's about it on that side. I
No
think you'd
AJ
probably
Brown.
get a lot of different opinions on Alan Lazard. There's most people probably would want to wait and see something, but I know at least one other league that I don't have the option to not play him, so he will be getting played. On the Bears, David Montgomery, your start of the week. I know you're feeling good there. Darnell Mooney's out for the rest of the season. I don't really see the
Still
need to.
rostered in our league.
Yes, he is. I don't really see the need to try to force Chase Claypool in the lineup this week. So I'm thinking
No.
Justin Fields and David Montgomery, and that's it.
Cole Kmet playing?
Yeah, Cole Kmet's in, but
Not gonna
like
give him.
would I play him? No, I'm not looking to get involved with Cole Kmet there. I don't
Yeah,
see the passing
yeah.
game being a factor with Chicago, and I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Aaron Rodgers still owning the Chicago Bears. So I'm take Green Bay here on the road actually.
Yeah, I like Green Bay here. And the more I look at this game, the more I think it's gonna be an Aaron Jones day. I don't know why. It just kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. It's usually they are Aaron Jones days if they are having good games and getting wins. So definitely makes sense.
We got a good one here. In fact, I'll call it my game of the week. The Detroit
Sweet.
Lions are
I
four and
like it.
seven, hosting the 4-7 Jacksonville Jaguars. You won't find a more exciting 4-7 matchup.
Hmm.
This is
You're
going
right.
to be a 1 point spread. It's favored for the Lions at home. Very interesting. I kind of thought Jags might get it here after coming off that win. 51 point over under. Still no Jamison Williams and for the Lions. And obviously Zay Jones is questionable. He'll play. And but the more one is ETN is expected to play, like we said earlier. So
Yep.
how many guys you firing up here? Because there's really only one question I think of, and it comes in the Detroit backfield.
Yeah, I figured that's who you're talking about. Jacksonville side is pretty clear to me. Trevor Lawrence is a good streaming option if needed
I got a
this
question for
week.
you in a second.
I think. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, I believe are both good for me. Play him, get him in the flex if you need to with Zay Jones. If he's one of your two or three wide receivers you have to maybe play, I think you should get him in your lineup. And Travis Etienne, if he's good to go, which seems like he is, he's in for me. On the flip side, God, I mean, against Jacksonville, I think DeAndre Swift should be in lineups. I really
Mhm.
do. When he gets the ball, fantasy points are scored. He may not get the ball a lot, but fantasy points are scored. I think both of them are in. Amon-Ra's in, and that's it for me. And I'm stuck on this game, to be honest, of what I want to do. Jaguars just coming off that big win against Baltimore. The Lions coming off a close game against Buffalo. Man,
I'm taking Jacksonville. They're back. Uh,
you just said like I had that pause because I was honestly thinking that I was gonna say give me the Jags, but then you said Jacksonville, and now it's just like
mm, mm,
it's
mm,
bringing
mm.
question marks in my head. Was I seeing it? Was I seeing the board clear, or was it a little fuzzy?
I'll tell you what's fuzzy. Trevor Lawrence's head and his nice hair. But I am going to be starting
Give me
him
the
up.
Jags, man. Give them to me.
I'm going to be starting up Trevor Lawrence over Christian or wow, not Kirk Cousins.
Christian Kirk
Sorry,
Cousins.
I was looking
Yes,
at Christian
yes,
Kirk.
yes.
Yeah. But I'm going to be firing up Trevor Lawrence over Kirk Cousins this week.
Understandably so. Against the
Yeah.
Jets with the Vikings, we can hop right into that one if you're down there. Chris, I don't know if this Vikings offense is going to be able to excel as much as they have been this year against a stellar Jets defense. You know, they've been getting it done on the defense side of the ball. I'm hoping if Mike White is the quarterback, which he will be, that the Jets are able to score, which can hopefully keep Dalvin Cook in the run game and they're not just forced to pass. Keep Dalvin Cook involved. Justin Jefferson, obviously, he's getting the start. Kirk Cousins, I like the play. I like where you're thinking. The over under is much higher in the Lions Jags game. The over under for the Vikings Jets is only at 44 points. So you typically want to follow the points, and the quarterback should be involved in most of the point scoring. So I like that there. Vikings. I just mentioned the names they are obviously starting. I think Adam Thielen is in there as well. TJ Hawkinson. All pass catchers are in. On the flip side, Garrett Wilson with Mike White, I think that's in there, and I think we stop there, right? I mean, Zonovan White can get a spot start if needed,
Knight.
but Zonovan Knight, I apologize.
Yeah, that was very rude of you to not let me set it up. The Jets are 7-4.
I
The Vikings are 9 and
am the
2.
host. I
Um,
always do the Sunday preview, Tony. You know this.
did you say the Vikings are 3-point favorites?
I always do the Sunday preview. Of course, I said the Vikings are a 3-point
And did
favorites
you
for all
say
those
the over under
listening.
was 44.5? You said it
I
was much
did say
higher.
that one. I said
Okay.
44 though.
Um, yeah, I think you hit pretty much everything there.
I hit the hammer on the nail.
You hit the nail on the hammer. Yeah, I don't have much more to say. I think Kirk. I just kind of fade Kirk against a good defense and the Jets. I think this could be maybe hit the under. Call me crazy. I just think it might be a slower game.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. Um, I don't know. I
The
just feel like the
Browns and
Jets.
the Texans. It's like, no, I was just kidding. I was trying to take over.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it. I think it'll be just under. I don't know why. I think Minnesota doesn't like. I think Minnesota's a very good team, but if you've seen them a couple times this year, I wouldn't necessarily say they play 4 quarters every week of great
Yeah.
offensive football.
They typically play to their opponent, I feel like,
Yeah,
is something that's definitely been happening unless you're the Dallas Cowboys and they don't show up at all.
that was a bad game, and we'll get into that later. I have actually some concerns about that game, but I'm gonna go with. Oh, do I take the Jets? No, I'm gonna take. What is the spread again? I'm gonna take the Jets to cover. Yeah, I'll take
The
the
spread
Jets to
is
cover.
3 for the Vikings.
Vikings win, Jets cover, and Mike White will be on Soup's bench by next week at this time. Cleveland, Houston. Do I have to write the story better?
Lord Voldemort.
Deshaun Watson is back in
Lord
Houston,
Voldemort.
back where all the. Did you hear the crazy thing, by the way, that like some of the victims are going to the game?
Oh my God. No, I did not hear that, but
And
that's
it's
so
like
stupid.
the reasoning was like, so the like we won't be forgotten. And I was just like, you're just like if you really
I don't know.
think
I'm not
about
getting
it.
into it. It
No.
sounds
I don't
stupid though,
I don't
because
want
if
to
you're
get
really
too into it.
traumatized about the situation, you're not going to show up to his football game.
That's what, yeah, you had
Probably
to
wearing a
pay
Deshaun
someone.
Watson
Maybe they didn't, but
jersey.
someone paid for the tickets, which is going to go towards the NFL, which goes towards his contract. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I hear you.
whatever. The Browns are favored by a touchdown in Houston, 46.5.
God, I want to say the Texans are going to win this game
They're
so bad. I wish they didn't suck
not. They're
so
not.
much. I
There's
know.
no Cooks. I wouldn't mess around with any pass
Ugh.
catcher. Damian Pierce has been terrible. I don't know. Can you start someone on Houston?
I'd like to think you can start Damian Pierce. The Cleveland Browns have been a terrible rushing defense. Actually, I think they're the worst defense in the NFL for fantasy purposes. I think Damian Pierce is startable, and he's it in Houston for me at least. And then on the other side, I think Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples Jones, and Deshaun
Road
Watson,
Amari.
and then Nick Chubb and my start of the week Kareem Hunt. So that's pretty heavily filled backfield
Road Amari Cooper.
for Road Amari Cooper. That is true.
Different
Um,
quarterback, but you know.
I mean, I don't see with what Amari Cooper's done. I don't see really how you can take him out of your
No.
lineup. So I think this is a loaded Cleveland Browns fantasy day
I
against
don't know
Houston
if
Texans.
I don't know if Damian Pierce has a great day, just because he doesn't really catch passes. I don't think he's gonna get. He
Yeah,
might get into the end zone once, but I think it is a bounce back day. I think he'll sit somewhere between 10 and 15 points.
yeah, I think he should be started just because of the matchup. I just think
Yeah.
Cleveland is that bad against the run.
Let's go to Tennessee and Philadelphia. Eagles 10-1, hosting a 7-4 Tennessee team. So here's a question for you. And I will say first, the Eagles are 4.5 point favorites, and it's over under 44. Tennessee's pretty much just been Derrick Henry, and I know he fell onto a touchdown last week, but would you fire up in a flex start for now? It's not the best matchup, but you know where I'm going here is
Yeah, and
the first round rookie,
yeah,
Traylon
I'm gonna
Burks.
go ahead and say no, just because of how good the secondary is in Philadelphia. I think if they're scoring points per the usual, it is because of Derrick Henry in this game. I like the Eagles a lot here. They've played a few close matchups against some not as good teams as the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles should have no problem here as long as they can get their offense humming. I don't think Tennessee will be able to keep up. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders is my sit of the week, but I'm not certain how many lineups out there can really take him out. So Miles Sanders probably getting played, even though I don't foresee a great day.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith in there as well for me, which is where I see most of the fantasy outcomes coming from Jalen Hurts to Devontae and AJ Brown.
You would agree, though, maybe not a great matchup, but for future notice, Treylon Burks is on radars.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I almost picked him up on last week's waivers. I know you ended up getting him. Definitely somebody to look out for because every year there's a rookie or somebody that comes out of nowhere that turns into a league winner in the playoffs. And Treylon Burks definitely has the skill and ability to be one of those guys.
I said it better myself, Joe. Let's go to the Rams and the Seahawks. Seahawks are 6-5 visiting the 3-8 Rams.
Gross.
And
This
by the
is
way, the
Andy
Rams, you're not
Collins. The
starting a
Rams are
single.
Andy.
I'll ruin.
The Rams are Andy Collins. That just makes sense from first
the
to
Los
worst.
Angeles Andy Collins.
Yep.
Touchdown favorite are the Seahawks in LA, 41-point over under. And you know what? It's very odd. I don't think you can start a single LA Ram.
Let's go Tyler Higbee, baby. John Wolford's getting the start.
I didn't
Plug
have
him in there.
the Nads, but I really wanted to make a start of the week. I couldn't do it to Cam Akers, even though he's still here, the Undertaker.
Of
I
Kyron?
almost did. Because
Wow. That would have
think
been.
about this, like if you just the Seattle defense is not like they have some impressive rookies, but as a whole,
Yeah.
they're not great.
Mm-hmm.
They give up a lot. Like look what Josh Jacobs did to him. And like look what early in the year, I'm trying to think. They've had a couple matchups where like big time running backs have had a lot of yards on them.
Yeah.
So I think the Rams can kind of make this close. Like they'll be able to run the football, but they can't do anything else. So I just I didn't have it in me, but I thought about
Yeah.
it.
Well, trust me, I don't want to play Tyler Higbee. I have Foster Moreau as well, but I mean,
Fire him up.
if he doesn't get in the end zone, though, dude, it's 2 for
What is Tyler
35.
Higbee gonna do? By the way, Stafford's out. He cleared concussion protocol,
Eight
but he's got a neck injury.
8 targets last time John Wolford got to start, though. Four for something. I don't remember what it was, but 8 targets. Dude, it's got to be better. It's got to be. I'm starting Tyler Higbee. There's nothing about it. And on the flip side, I'm starting Kenneth Walker, and you can't stop me from starting him either.
Get him out
All
of
right?
lineups.
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Geno Smith, everybody
Sean
involved,
Alexander should be in there.
except for a tight end, is getting the start for most people out there for the Seahawks. And I'm going with the Seahawks. I don't see how the Rams are going to have any scoring, at least, except for Tyler Higbee, who may score 85 fantasy points this week.
No, he's not.
I'm on the Seahawks. And I don't have anything else to say about that nonsense.
I don't so I'm a big Geno guy and I've had him in the league. I'm not thrilled about this matchup, to be honest. I just don't there's something about it. I just don't think it's gonna be a very high scoring game.
Yeah,
Like
Kenneth
the Rams,
Walker, 4 touchdowns. That's what it's going to be.
yeah, they'll be able to run the ball well. So I think
Aaron Donald's also out, so I do love that
out.
for the run game.
They've given up.
Yeah,
they are.
They
The white flag is out there. I mean, they might as well put Sean McVay in concussion protocol after that.
Yeah, I know.
Week.
After that fucking big hit,
They're losing it. All right, we got a couple of rock solid, the good 4 o'clock window. Ready?
I was just about to say I'm excited for all the 3 of these next games.
San Francisco and Miami. Miami, they got all those San Francisco tie-ins, especially with Mike McDaniel.
God, Miami should be able to score, and I really hope they do because the 49ers defense is very good. But if Miami can score, the 49ers can usually put up some offensive points, and Miami's defense is not very good. So I'm hoping this is a big game for both sides.
8-3 at 7-4 San Francisco. Right now, Miami is a favorite or no, excuse me, San Fran's 4-point favorite.
Yeah.
That was the one that was a little interesting. 46-point over under. McCaffrey will play. You know who won't? Elijah Mitchell.
No.
So, and I know
MCL 8er.
Thanks, Joe.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I do want Miami to score, and I think they will be able to. I don't know if I necessarily love the running backs this week as much in the past.
I don't know
Wide
how
receivers
you can
for
start
sure.
either one of them.
I just want to see San Francisco have to score.
Yeah.
Because last week sucked.
Yeah.
Where they didn't have to do anything and they won. And I want to see McCaffrey used.
I don't, but I do hope the passing game goes well for Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel and George Kittle.
Jeez.
Selfish reasons, of course.
Of
And I'm on
course.
Miami. I think Miami's the truth. I'm taking Miami with the points just because they are +4 here, and I'm a little surprised that Miami's not favored. So I like that situation.
And I'll take San Fran. Would you play Jimmy Garoppolo over? Because, like, we'll just be honest, the Dolphins' defense is not very good.
I mean, if we're going streamers, I'd play Trevor Lawrence over Jimmy G. I'd probably play Jared Goff over Jimmy G
Really? Okay.
in that same matchup. I think I would. So I'm not looking to get Jimmy G in the lineup.
Mm, All right. Well,
Interesting.
let's go to Cincinnati AFC Championship rematch.
Another fun one.
Nine
No,
and two Kansas City at
this
seven
is
and
the
four.
this is the Super Bowl Oh no. Am I having a brain fart right now?
Kansas City and Cincinnati both play in the AFC, so that's not the Super Bowl. In fact, the Super Bowl champion were the
Well, the
Rams.
Rams. Oh my God. God. Something
Thanks.
was just happening. You saw my face. I went
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't know what
deer.
happened. I
I
thought you
went
had a
in deer in
stroke.
headlights, and I did have a mental stroke for a hot second because I really could not remember who was in the Super Bowl, and we just talked about the LA Andy Collins. So
The Bengals are 2-point dogs at home, 53-point over under. Jamar Chase listed as questionable, expects to play. I don't know how much. I don't know. You said some stuff about Joe Mixon. Is Joe Mixon not playing this week?
he has not cleared the concussion protocol yet. They're still
Ah,
hoping that he can play on Sunday, but he's not cleared concussion protocol
it's getting
just yet.
late.
It
It's
is
getting
getting
late.
late. It's 5:30 right now. It's
Yeah,
pitch black outside.
yeah, it is. Uh, yeah. I mean, I think you're playing Chase. You're playing Higgins. I really like. I've liked him all year, but I still like Hayden Hurst as a tight end. He has his games here and there. And then Kansas City. Yeah, Kelsey. And do you fire up Juju this
Yeah,
week?
Travis Kelce can probably get a start.
Probably. Now, would you fire up Juju
Yeah, yeah.
more than
Come
MVS?
another week after the injury, I think Juju will get back involved. Um, yeah, MVS was definitely my preseason guy there that I was hoping that kind of got the wide receiver targets
He
that left with
sucks.
Tyreek Hill, but seemed as if Juju is that guy. And I think this will be a much better offensive day for the opponent, considering last time Kansas City played, they were playing the Rams with Bryce Perkins, and that was just not a thing. Offense was not happening with them. So the Chiefs really didn't have to do a whole lot. It was kind of a weird fantasy day, actually. Travis Kelce got involved early, then not again for the entire game. So I think Juju should be back locked in, kind of a wide receiver, back end wide receiver too,
You
maybe.
playing you playing Pacheco.
Yeah, I think Pacheco could get involved. There is
Hmm.
definitely a good possibility that he gets in the end zone because he doesn't catch passes. He's kind of Ezekiel Elliott esque, where he's definitely going to get the carries. You hope he gets in the end zone. Probably won't get that many pass attempts though, and it's usually a safe option for 60 plus yards and hopefully finding the end zone.
My only thing I get scared about here, I'm going to take Kansas City, is there's games where Cincinnati's offensive line just kills them.
Yeah,
And I could possibly see this one being like that. So
I'm
that's
gonna
my only
go.
concern.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals just because they are an underdog at home, and I do like that. Even though it's usually not smart to bet against Patrick Mahomes, but maybe Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, crazy things might happen. Let's go Bengals.
And then, oh, actually, excuse me, I just skipped a game. But so let me go back. I almost went to the Cowboys game too soon.
I was like, I was confused for a second.
And this thing's about, so we're gonna go to Sunday night first, and we'll round back to it. The Cowboys are
Let's
hosting the
do it.
Colts. Yeah.
I don't
This is a
like this
game.
one as much as the other
No,
one we're
no.
going to talk
I'm
about.
sorry. Yeah, I accidentally hit it, and then the ESPN
It's
just
all right.
threw it all the way to the back.
We'll go
Cowboys are
through
10
this
and a
one
half point
quick.
favorites and 44.5 points. I I get a little scared here that this is just going to be dominated, and like
Yeah.
I don't know how Matt Ryan's going to do anything. So I'm scared about using Michael Pittman because I feel like he's just going to be running for his life, and he can't run very well, so he's just going to be jogging for his life. And then kind of similar to that Minnesota game, like what if they come out and like put up some points real quick, and then like CD's not really a factor. Like obviously you're playing all these guys, but I would just be nervous that if CD doesn't get involved early, it won't come. and same with Dalton Schultz. And I think it could just be kind of Pollard and Zeke. Those are kind of my thoughts with this game.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I think there's no way that I could take either one of those guys out of the lineup though. I think you're still starting CD and Dalton Schultz. I hope you're correct though. I hope Zeke gets involved. Tony Pollard gets involved a lot. And then on the flip side, you're starting Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, but you're probably not very excited. Dallas defense is as legit as it gets, and their offense is great too. Usually getting up early. Jonathan Taylor hopefully won't get schemed out. It's a 10.5 point line. You hate to take that, but I don't see how Dallas doesn't roll here, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm Dallas.
Yeah, I'm on Dallas. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm more excited for the next one.
And we'll end in the 4 o'clock window with the Las Vegas Raiders and the LA Chargers.
This line's also surprising
America's
to me.
team, the Vegas Raiders.
Favored. That's
1 point favorites
that's
at
what's
home.
Surprising.
49.5 over under. Make it higher. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, I'm pretty sure he's going to play. I know there was a little.
Yeah, he'll play.
He'll play. Herbert's got Keenan Allen back. So, I mean, think about all the people you're playing here. Eckler, Herbert, Allen, Josh Palmer.
Yep. With Mike Williams out, I think Josh Palmer is still definitely a good starting option there.
Jacobs on the other side. Adams. If you're feeling lucky, you can throw Matt Collins.
Yeah.
Foster Moreau. But I think I'm going to ride with Derek Carr again.
Yeah, I love Justin Herbert too much to bet against him in a close matchup like this, so I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers are going to win this game. But how do you feel about Derek Carr in this matchup?
Yeah, it should be pretty good. He was able to fight back off an early injury last week and still get the job done.
Let's pepper it home
to
Devontae.
Yeah, so odds are Devontae's either going to score 16.3 points or he's going to score 29.4. One of those two options will happen. Book it. That's what's going to happen. But the Chargers are still going to win, though.
Well, Joe, that wraps up the Sunday preview. Now, we do have a Twitter, if you would like me to go ahead. Or
Hey. Yeah, I am the host. I do the Sunday preview here. No big deal. That's just what we do. Tessoni talks about the Twitter account. That it's at EasideFF, capital ES and FF at the end. We also do have Apple Podcasts and YouTube. That's at Eastside Fantasy Football. Shout out to the people that aren't in the league that listen. I know that there's a few. I know you got some friends. I know a few people that listen, check us out every once in a while. Shout out to those people because you guys are the ones that are listening, and you don't even know half the people that we're talking about probably. So shout out to you guys. Know us. Yeah, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it.
Joe, it's crunch time. I could walk away with a 0% chance of going to the playoffs after this week, or it could go up from 2 or stay the same.
Good luck to you, everyone else in the league except Sam Smith.
Good luck to everybody. Just kidding. Just good luck to me. Everyone else can suck it, especially Soup this week. I haven't heard from that guy in a minute. And guess what, buddy? Mike White's destined for your bench coming up soon. Hey, we'll see you in week 14. Everyone go see the Browns play the Texans. I can't wait to see what that reaction's like in the crowd.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
All right. For Joe Briner, I'm Nick Testoni. We'll see you.